breaking news. Police in New York City restoring calm tonight after a riot broke out at Manhattan's Union Square.
A few years ago, Cenat was making comedy videos in his bedroom in the Bronx, with almost nobody watching. Today, Hollywood actors want to appear on his stream. Rappers compete just to get a spot on his channel. Millions of people tune in and stay for hours at a time. Universities have literally copied his ideas. Brands line up just to get near his audience. And somehow, in just a few years, one creator completely changed what streaming even means. So how did Cenat take over the internet? Carlo Cenat III was born on December 16, 2001, and raised in the Bronx in a working-class household. He was not connected to anyone in the industry. No celebrity parents, no built-in audience, no shortcuts. What he did have was an ability to make the people around him laugh, and that turned out to be the foundation for everything that came after. He went to Frederick Douglass Academy and later enrolled at Morrisville State College to study business administration. But balancing school with content creation got harder, and eventually he made the call that most people are too scared to make. He left college to pursue content full-time. Most people choose the safe path when things get difficult. Kai chose the uncertain one. He started uploading to YouTube around 2018, mostly comedy skits, pranks, challenge videos, and street interactions. And like almost every creator who eventually blows up, the growth was slow at first. There was no overnight explosion. He just kept uploading, kept showing up, kept building an audience one video at a time, long before anyone outside his circle knew his name. That early audience would end up being the foundation that everything else got built on top of. The turning point came when he joined AMP, short for Any Means Possible, a creator collective founded by Phantom that included names like Duke Dennis, Agent 00, Chris Nextdoor, Davis, and M. Davis. Joining AMP put him in front of a much bigger audience than he had on his own. But here's the part people get wrong when they tell the story. AMP did not make Kai famous. Plenty of creators are part of collectives and never break out beyond the group. What Kai did differently is he used that exposure as a launchpad while building something that was unmistakably his own. Being part of a group is common. Becoming the face that an entire generation associates with internet culture is not. And that brings us to the real shift, the moment everything changed.
Every time they gift, say you the best.
Well, the gift, you the best, bro.
Yes, Tota. What you eat?
Kai moved heavily into live streaming, but he did not treat his streams like gameplay sessions the way most streamers do.
Freaking out.
Tota, you don't got no bird in here. Tota, you did not pick no bird. Pick up the bird!
He turned every single stream into a live entertainment show. You genuinely never knew who was going to pop up.
Bro! How are you, bro? Tota, you bro? You gonna smoke? No! Yeah, you don't smoke. He the best in Brazil. Bro, you the best in Brazil, bro.
That unpredictability became his single biggest advantage in a content landscape where most things feel scripted and safe, because here is who actually started showing up on his streams. 21 Savage, Lil Baby, Nicki Minaj.
Good fit today. Hey, you smell good. What you got on?
Pink Friday too.
You like how I did that?
Kevin Hart, Offset, Sexy Red, and Kai was not interviewing them like a late-night TV host running through prepared questions. He was playing games with them, joking around, reacting in real time the way you would with your actual friends. That authenticity completely erased the usual distance between a celebrity and an audience. Viewers were not watching an interview. They felt like they were hanging out. Most streamers spend their whole careers trying to build an audience. Kai figured out how to build events. Every single stream became something people genuinely did not want to miss, because you had no idea what was about to happen next. In February of 2023, Kai became the most subscribed streamer on all of Twitch during something called Mafiathon, a month-long subathon that absolutely broke platform records. And this was not a one-day stunt. This was day after day after day of continuous content, turning his actual life into something that felt like appointment television for an entire generation that grew up online. That kind of sustained attention is almost impossible to manufacture. People do not watch out of obligation for a month straight. They watch because they are genuinely invested. The recognition followed immediately. He won Streamer of the Year at the Streamer Awards in 2023, and then he did it again in 2024. cementing his place as one of the biggest names in the entire industry. But growth at this scale does not come without chaos, and you cannot tell this story honestly without talking about Union Square. In August of 2023, Kai announced a giveaway happening in Union Square in New York City. What he probably expected was a few hundred fans showing up. What actually happened was thousands of people flooding the area, and the entire situation spiraled out of control fast. Police got involved, and Kai was briefly detained for questioning. No criminal charges were ever filed against him. But think about what that moment actually proved. Very few internet creators on the planet could announce something and pull thousands of people into a single location in the middle of a major city. That is not influence in the abstract sense. That is influence you can physically watch unfold on a street corner. And with that level of visibility comes a brutal trade-off. Every mistake stops being a private moment and becomes a headline. That is simply the cost of being one of the biggest personalities the internet has ever produced. In 2025, Kai did something that most people did not see coming. He launched Streamer University, an initiative built around bringing aspiring creators together in a campus-style environment, complete with established streamers, mentorship, and structured sessions designed to teach people how this entire world actually works. People had mixed reactions to it, and that is fine, because the reaction was never really the point. The point is what it revealed about where Kai's ambitions had shifted. He was not just trying to entertain people anymore. He was trying to actively shape the next generation of creators coming up behind him. That is the moment you stop being a content creator and start becoming someone who builds the industry itself. So why did Kai actually win? Most people assume the answer is simply that he is funny. And sure, that helps. But that explanation barely scratches the surface of what actually happened here. The real reason is that Kai understands community in a way almost nobody else in this space does. He does not just perform for his audience. He makes them feel like they are inside the stream with him, not watching from outside looking in. That distinction sounds small, but it is genuinely one of the hardest things to replicate in content creation. The old version of the internet was built around people watching creators. Kai's version of the internet is built around people participating alongside the creator. The audience stopped being spectators and became part of the actual content. And once that shift happened, everything about what a stream could be changed permanently. Cenat did not invent live streaming. People had been streaming gameplay for years before he ever picked up a camera. What he did was reinvent what an audience expects when they click on a stream. Instead of broadcasting gameplay, he built live entertainment. Instead of chasing views for their own sake, he built an actual community that shows up because they feel like they belong there. And that, more than any single viral moment or celebrity guest appearance, is exactly how Cenat took over the internet.